Hi guys. The community that I have decided to assess this semester is the neighborhood of Pilsen. Pilsen is a neighborhood inside of the city of Chicago as a whole. So I'm going to share a little bit about the history and just the questionnaires that my team did. My team is comprised of 6 people, and so my video is going to be part 1 of 6. So I'm going to give you a little bit of history. So in the 1840s, German and Irish immigrants settled into this neighborhood with the promise of work. In 1870, around when the Great Fire happened, which was actually in 71, those immigrants had an opening to be able to have work in a bunch of different areas because of just recovering from that. So they worked in garment finishing sweatshops, railroad yards, and similar type of jobs, like lumber mills. So it actually moved from being mostly German and Irish immigrants to the 1950s being primarily Mexican immigrants. And to this day, Pilsen is primarily a Mexican community. So, some of the questionnaires, when we were asking people what their favorite parts about the community were, they would say it's the community, just the Mexican population, feeling like they're at home, because again, most of these residents immigrated from Mexico. So it kind of feels like a little Mexico, even though that's not the official title. So out of the 30 people that we approached, 22 of them agreed that the most prevalent problem in their community is crime associated with gangs. So this was an alarmingly high rate, so the need is very clear. Locals, they're aware of the danger, and they're not ignorant of what is going on in their community, despite the fact that community leaders generally turn a blind eye to it. Only 1 out of the 30 people that we interviewed claimed to be going to city council meetings, and we discovered that the reason that is so is because a lot of the times the people living in Pilsen don't feel heard by their community. If they go and address the problem, it just gets swept under the rug. It really just doesn't have a big benefit for them to go, which is really unfortunate. One of my team members was talking to a police officer in Dunkin' Donuts and asked him, what do you think the needs are in Pilsen? And he actually said nothing. There's nothing wrong with it, which is really ironic because another police officer that we spoke with in a lift when asking about issues in Pilsen, he said that there was an incident last year where gangs in Pilsen got a hold of artillery and are now believed to have guns that are more powerful than Chicago PD, which is really scary. And so because of that, they're not able to stand up against the gangs. So yeah, there's just a lot of gang violence that is going on in Pilsen. Even though we don't see a lot of it, there's a lot of areas that are just a couple street down from the nicer areas. So we know which places to avoid. But again, the violence is still going on.